Greetings everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the community show that covers news from a community where materials with a half-life of 3 pass through valves at an extremely low rate. Thanks to Big Mac Davies for that one. If you have a cool intro gag, then hit me up on Twitter. We got some super cool Half-Life community news for you, so let's go.
LambdaGeneration.
Wanna feel like time flies by so fast you just can't keep up anymore? Alright, you asked for it. Here we go. Half-Life Alyx released 1 year ago. Yeah, I can't believe it either. Half-Life Alyx released on March 23rd, 2020 and wowed the world with its amazing quality that was unprecedented for VR titles at the time, and to a certain extent, it still is. From its experimental but amazing and lifelike gameplay to its graphics, Half-Life fans had plenty of reasons to be excited for this one. And not just the fans were excited, but Valve themselves seemed to be excited to be releasing a new Half-Life game after all this time as well. That sentiment still echoing a year later as Robin Walker, a Valve veteran, told IGN that the reactions to Half-Life Alyx's ending were energizing to the team and that no doubt motivates the folks over at Valve to start working on more where that came from. Half-Life Alyx was such a success in Valve's eyes even that they decided to celebrate its first anniversary. And what better way to do that than slicing the game's price down from $50 to $30. I actually managed to convince a friend to get the game at this reduced price. Not only that, the game also received a news post over on Steam that it's all about what the community has been doing in the meantime spanning Half-Life Alyx's release. They round up a bunch of mods, tweaks, and maps that the community made in a handy post that you can read over on Steam. It's very cool, and this post actually kinda shows that Valve might care about the Half-Life community a little bit, maybe-ish. Right now, it's time to eat cake and have a minor existential time crisis though, and it's time for you to discover the things I mentioned here yourself. There are links to everything I mentioned in the description below. Can't wait to see where the Half-Life franchise is going from here. It really is an exciting time to be a Half-Life fan. Last week, I had the pleasure of talking about Fish AI being added to Tripmine Studios' Operation Black Mesa, a Black Mesa-styled remake of Half-Life Opposing Force. The thing I covered, though, was more of a technical explanation of how they did what they did, and maybe a few images were involved, too. But that's about where it ended last week. But this is not where the entire story ended. I knew something smelled a bit fishy when they didn't show more than just a few images, but they quickly brought out the parsley sauce and showed us something that most of us were hungry for. A video. The video that Tripmine Studios posted over on their YouTube channel shows the Fish AI in action in a water tank that you can walk underneath. You can see them swimming around all chill, having not a single care in the world of what's happening outside of their giant tank. That is, until Shepard shoots the tank, which sends the alien fishies in a slight panic, while the bullet from Shepard's gun seemingly does little damage to the tank itself. Even though bullets apparently won't do much damage to the tank, you still shouldn't tap the glass though. It's rude. It no doubt looks pretty cool, and it will make these segments in the game feel a little bit more polished. If you want to see this video for yourself, then check the description below for a link. Now if you'd excuse me, I got some crispy, fishy business to attend to, and I'm very hungry. We got another anniversary on the list in this week's episode. The classic Russian Half-Life mod Ispitatel 4 Classic celebrated its 4th birthday on March 21st this year. I probably butchered that name completely, I'm really sorry about that. The original version having been released all the way back in March 2007. Back then, I was still only a drooly elementary school kid who liked playing with Bakugans and other useless toys. Oh wait. In case you're new to the existence of this mod, Ispitatel 4 Classic is a mod for Half-Life 1 where you play as a Russian scientist named Ravil Unizovich, who unleashed loads of monsters into the world by accident. And it's up to you to fix things, of course. And that's all wrapped up in comical wrapping paper and a nice Russian-style bow on top. In their first blog post after the game's release 14 years ago, some members of the team explain where they are now, and apparently they're still making levels, art, and they're even still coding to this day. What they're working on now though hasn't been explained, but I hope that they found careers in the gaming industry. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? The developers also share some sketches and graphics that were made for the mod, so if that's something you're really into, then go ahead and check the description below. You'll find a link there to the blog post that celebrates this milestone as well. And of course, massive congratulations to the developers for this milestone. Map Labs released a brand new set of test tube maps over on ModDB, and this time, it's all Crossfire. All of it. A while back, mappers were tasked with creating maps based on the layout of Half-Life deathmatch map Crossfire, which has to be one of the most iconic Half-Life deathmatch maps ever. Mappers had to take Crossfire's layout and design missions and things to do around it. Deviating too much from the layout was not allowed. After having played some of the maps in this collection, I gotta say that even though it's essentially Crossfire over and over again, the community got incredibly creative with most entries. These maps are definitely worth playing. It's however not known exactly who is going to be number 1 in this competition yet. The judges, including Dario Casali from Valve, are still busy going through all the 30 entries of this mod package. So yeah, there is a lot to do for them. Anyway, if you want to play all of this, then go ahead and check the description below for a download link. Trust me, this map pack will make you never look at Crossfire the same way again. And that's a good thing. A while ago, PEEPS, a Source filmmaker animator, announced that they were going to make a Half-Life Alyx movie. Basically what it's going to be is a cinematic version of the Half-Life Alyx story that you can watch without playing the game or having a VR headset on your greasy head. 2 days ago, however, PEEPS released an official trailer over on his YouTube channel showing off what they have been working on. Well, sort of at least. As in the comment section, PEEPS explains that the initial version of the Half-Life Alyx movie was 80% completed until they decided to take a different approach. The footage that you see in the trailer, although most of it looking really good already, is because of that still heavily work in progress, and things might end up looking different in the actual movie. PEEPS also decided to release the movie in 10 installments, making it more like a series instead of a movie actually. I think some of the work that PEEPS has done in Source Filmmaker so far has been really great, and I can't wait to see where this movie project is going in the near future. It's also worth mentioning that there is no release date known yet. The end of the trailer simply tells us that it'll be released once it's done, so I guess we'll wait a little bit for that. But we're good at waiting at this point, aren't we? A link to the trailer can be found in the description below. Go give PEEPS some support. You know who else you should give support to? Our social media pages, of course. Our Twitter and Facebook are linked down below. There, you can see Half-Life news basically every day appearing on your timeline, even stuff that didn't make it into this week's All Things Lambda. You can also join our Discord server with over 1,000 members to discuss Half-Life in real time with people who also like the game. Isn't that a fantastic deal? I think it's a pretty fantastic deal. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Both are linked down below in the description too. Oh, and I'm going to stream this Saturday again on Twitch, so in case you want to see me play through Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, then come and join me this Saturday at 8 p.m. Central European Time. You just have to look up my Twitch channel. It's Glorious Rigby. You can't miss it. Alright, that's all for episode 134 of All Things Lambda. Don't be sad though, because we'll be back next week with another brand new episode, but in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and to ring that bell icon so you'll never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.